Hello, Spokane Man podcast. Today I am joined by a legend in the rap industry and somebody who I enjoy. And before we get down to this deep dive, I would like to mention Jared Naone. He was a big fan of this artist. In fact, I first heard about this artist from Jared. So Holly, Dayton, Marissa, Sadie, Kevin, y'all have my thoughts and prayers. Cindy, I love you guys. Love one another. Please make welcome onto the Spokane Man podcast today. Bad Wolf. Bad Wolf, welcome, sir.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate you for inviting me.
Thank you for
Yeah.
being on here. And we talked about before we just started rolling. Um, we were talking about how you didn't like the sound of your voice, and talk to us a little bit about that, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, like all the music that I listened to back in the days, like you had people with like distinctive voices, right? And me growing up, especially like kind of hitting my puberty, my voice started to change and it sounds deep. And I remember I used to have like people say that I sound fat, and I was like, not fat at all. You know what I mean? So when you start trying to rap and you're trying to rap like someone else, it doesn't sound the same. You don't like it because eventually you have to start learning how to like find your own voice in that situation. But that just took a lot of practice and a lot of like trying different styles of rapping and singing songs and like finding out what sounds better. But it all takes time, and that helped me like build my confidence in like the music that I'm doing now.
What made you start rap, or what got you started into rapping?
Yeah, I've always loved music. Since I was a kid, I was for some reason rapping songs that I shouldn't be rapping. I'm talking about kindergarten. And one of my favorite groups of all times was 3 6 Mafia. And I end up like listening, what's the song? Who Run It? Who Run It was my like first 3 6 Mafia song. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? And it's like from the South. It wasn't like West Coast or East Coast. Like the South was like bubbling and starting to do their own thing. And at this time I went to go visit my dad side of the family. And one of my cousins was playing 3 6 Mafia. Once I heard that, I was like, I have to start rapping. Like I have to get into this thing. And I started like practicing freestyling, which I was so terrible at. Try to freestyle, but eventually I got a little bit better. And I'm really I'm a better writer than I am a freestyle, that's for sure.
So, talk to us a little bit about your influences. We all have influences, and so talk to us
Yeah.
a little bit about your influences.
Yeah. My influences like include a little bit of West Coast. Like I love NWA, Ice Cube, and the way he flowed. So if you like listen to my music, how I flow, I kind of flow that way. I'm not too much of a fast rapper. I want you to understand what I'm saying. And I believe I like really love metaphors. So from that, love like in the down south, when they were coming out, really influenced a lot in what I'm doing. I thought it was different, right? Like it wasn't about gang banging, necessarily killing at the time from the stuff that I was listening to. It was more about the flashiness. But it kind of seemed to me that they were taking nothing and turning into something. So they're taking these old school cars, putting on these big rims, Dayton rims. They're throwing silver teeth, gold teeth, talking about all this stuff. And I'm like, yo, that's tight. Like that's kind of what I wanted to get into. You know what I mean? Like the whole fashion, the whole lifestyle, the whole culture of the down south thing. And unless you've been down there, if you go to like Memphis or like Mississippi or even like St. Louis when you go to Midwest, that lifestyle was cool. It's not something that I've seen every day. But when I went to go to visit my dad, because I'm kind of like a little military brat at the time, my parents were divorced, I got to experience that. And that was really like influenced like how I am to this like today. I'm from LA, but I'm wearing cowboy boots. You know what I mean? I'm rocking like turquoise. It's just me being all over the place, kind of shaped of and listen to music, shaped up like who I am to this day for sure.
So, you've shot a couple music videos. What
Yes.
is that experience like filming a music video besides in the studio?
So filming music videos brings a whole nother learning experience and skill level that you have to learn, right? Because somebody like Jeffrey Panzer, he's going to bring the best out of you. So one, you got to know how to act. You got to know how to bring in the energy. And if a director have a vision, right, because they see and they want you to like look better, you have to achieve that. You have to like, you know what I mean? And like I said, that's even if it's a short film, you have to act. And when it comes to short films, you got to know your keys. You got to look good doing it at the same time, you know? So that was to me, like when from me shooting my first music video to now, I felt like I grew a lot. You know what I mean? Because there's always something that you're learning every time you shoot a new video, you know?
And what was the difference between shooting this video and shooting maybe your first music video?
Oh man. Well, one, my first music video was shot Gorilla Film by Gorilla Film. You know what Gorilla Film is?
No.
No? All right. That's pretty much when, especially in LA, right? So they want you to have a permit on everything. You pretty much have to sneak in and like shoot a video as quick as possible before somebody come and ask you, hey, you got a permit? And like, no, and they start calling the cops and stuff. So you gotta like run, hurry up, try to get these close shots, act like you know what you're doing, get out of that shot, get out of that spot before like cops or police come and try to steal your camera and stuff like that. To now, all of a sudden now stuff is shot with a permit. Now I got several lighting guys. Now I got uh a lady who's wiping my sweat down. I like never had that. Some of my videos, man, I'm sweating like crazy. You know what I mean? Where I'm like going in the side, wiping my face and stuff with this t-shirt. Like now I got someone airing me off. It's like definitely a huge difference. And when it comes to that, but that's hard work. Hard works get you there, right?
Yeah, man, and we all have to start from somewhere too. And
True.
what is that inspiration like? Was your family inspirational via the rapping thing?
No.
No.
You get no. I'm a some like it's for some people, right? Their families are they help push them and stuff like that. But that's also like your friends too, because how do like one day you just tell your friends like, I want to start rapping, right? And sometimes they don't believe in you in a sense, like, yeah, right, or it might take you as a joke. They don't start taking you serious until other people start taking you serious, right? But that also comes in me first. I gotta take myself serious.
Yeah.
So once I start taking myself serious, now people are seeing it. And one thing from my mom, I mean, I didn't even tell my mom I did music. I kept it from her. I have like one of my sisters I love dearly. She also played a mother figure, right? I'm talking about she's the most brilliant woman I've known as her. She got like double master's degree, right? So I gotta like follow my older sister, right? So you got my sister that's doing all this, went to two different universities. She's killing the game. And then you got me, right? It's just like this kid has like picked up the skateboard, like, what you doing? I'm like, I dropped out of college. I'm like trying to figure it out. But then I like always want to do music and I got into music, right? The reason why I didn't tell her is because my mom was very on some like, I mean, I get it. Some mother, you want the best for your kid. I mean, especially growing up in LA, man, like people getting killed. You might get somebody pregnant, get hooked up on drugs. It's like, how do you tell your mom you want to be a rapper?
Yeah.
You don't. So what I did was like, I'm not gonna say anything until I got something to show for it, right?
Yeah.
And I been through a journey and put myself into situations. And like once I got my music on Yellowstone TV show and I got invited, that's when I told her. But how I told her was, Mom, what are you doing on this day? Take this day off. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Put on your best dress. And it's for her to see that now she's a believer, but at first she's worried, which I understand that, you know what I mean? And I love my mom for that and I get it, but it's kind of hard just like either telling your parents or telling your friends and like understanding that your supporters are not a lot of times the people that that are in your close circle. You know what I mean? That's something that can be a little bit more motivating. Like that motivated me more. Is to show my friends like I can do this. The first time I went on my whole national tour was like showing my friends like, bro, you could be here too, but you're playing. You know what I mean? But I also took a lot of sacrifices that nobody else would take. Like having a job. Like, LA is rent. You gotta have a job. You gotta have a job. You gotta have 2 jobs and a goal that you want to do. You understand how like time consuming that is
Yeah.
to go to work. And then when you try to say, hey, I got to take off because I need to go do a show in another state, and they're just like, oh, I don't know. And I tell them like, hey, look, this is my actual job. I would, if you want to fire me, but I'm going to go do this job. A lot of people are scared to take that leap. I just wasn't, you know.
So you wrote this, and man, I love this interview, man. It's amazing.
I'm having
You,
fun, yeah.
you, you have this new song that you are in the middle of filming, or are you done with the filming process?
We're done shooting it, but the editing is
Yeah.
getting done. And this is the thing, man. This guy, Alan and Jeffrey Panzer. One, I met Alan before. He shot one of my videos, and I'm like, dude, this dude is so dope as a film director, and he just knows what he's doing with his camera. You know what I mean? And then Jeffrey Panzer literally is like, you know, I got super lucky and blessed to talk to this guy, right? And having this conversation. One thing I used to do as a kid, I mean, I'm kind of going a little off topic, but I was about to come into it. One thing I used to do as a kid was run home from elementary school and watch music videos. I kept it either on Discovery Channel or music videos. I was watching a box. I've seen a million music videos, right? And I just watch it all day. And then when you go and you realize that the guy that's helped filmed every single song that you fucking like, and you can sing these songs, right? You're like, holy crap. I think that's like the process. You're like, all right, when I get this back, this thing is gonna be perfect. And I'm probably about to like never see, you know, you wouldn't expect you to see yourself pretty much like a movie star or like in a masterpiece.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like this is definitely gonna be a masterpiece. I'm super excited for it. Like,
What can you
yeah.
tell us about this song?
This song, Primetime.
Yeah.
Well, like I came up with this song Primetime, right? Because do you know who Deion Sanders is?
No.
Okay, Deion Sanders, he's a football player. He was like one of the greatest
Yes. Yeah.
cornerbacks. All right. One of the greatest cornerbacks. But on and off the field, this dude had a personality. And when you see Primetime, dude, like, and this is a football player, everyone was kind of like bland and stuff. Like, dude had Jerry curls, he had the most chains, he had the jewelry. This like dude was rocking the big cell phone, you know what I mean? He had like the cell phone and stuff like that. But he called himself Primetime, like he was the show. You get what I mean? So it's like that's kind of like my personality. And because I'm like doing this country rap stuff, I consider myself Primetime because I feel like I'm doing a lot of stuff that people are trying to do, like emulate or be like me, or they're not doing it at all.
Yeah.
You know, I'm setting this standards. Like I'm calling myself Primetime when it comes to the Western rap music or country, whatever you want to call it. You know, yeah.
I think, a lot of the times music in general, get a bad rap on switching genres, when somebody tries and go country and they're doing rap and sometimes, but what you don't understand is it's cool for the artist to do because it's obviously the artist, but it's also cool because they're taking on a whole nother fan base. Do you feel like you're doing that with your music?
I do, but one thing that I can tell you this was kind of funny, right? I'll hear a conversation with somebody who loves country music and say, I hate rap music. I look at them like, how could that be? Or somebody in rap hates country music.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy to me. I'm like, do you not understand that's the same thing? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, for instance, somebody for country music is like, I don't like the lyrics that's in rap. And then I'll play them a country song. Willa Walker Jr. is like one of my favorites. He's fucking right. Look,
He's
fuck
amazing.
you, bitch. You broke. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, fuck you, bitch. And then Paul Cawthon, you know what I mean? Country cocaine dancing. Cocaine. He's talking about drugs and cocaine and country music. What's the difference between rap music? Rap music is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got songs talking about heartbreaks, songs talking about dealing drugs, this and that. It's all the same thing. It's just, I just feel like people are closed-minded. And I'm not like, I don't feel that I'm crossing over. I feel like I'm bridging the gaps. Like I'm putting them together to make people realize this is the same thing.
Yeah, and that's the perfect way of saying it, you know. And
Yeah.
I wish I would have said it that way instead of crossing over because it.
No, you said it. I mean, you said it a perfect way. You know, it's just I feel like a lot of people don't believe in that. Like they don't think of it like that. You know, it's just like, um, for instance, like, and that's not just the music, but also the lifestyle. Like
Yeah,
trying to help people realize it's kind of the same thing. It's no different. You know what I mean? Like a country dude is just as tough as a guy from the hood.
yeah,
Like there's literally no difference. And when people realize, like, hey, we're the same people, and that's pretty much all I'm trying to do is just bridge the gap and realize because I'll go ride bulls literally, and then go and be in the hood in the same day, and people are like, what? Like, how is that even possible?
yeah.
You know, people don't think that someone like me can do that. So
How would you describe this new song? How would you describe this new song that you're putting out here soon?
prime time, uh, man, prime time is. I feel like, man, that's a good question. That is a really good question. I honestly, I love the song. I feel that it's setting a pace when it comes to what this Western rap or country music is going to be. You know what I mean? Like talking about a football player that played on the Cowboy, he wasn't a cowboy. You know,
Yeah,
like that's what I was kind of like trying to do. You know,
yeah, and I love that, man. You know, I love songs like that, man. Describe, if you would, for us making that video. What was that making the video like for you?
the video was fun, man. That was like one of the best experience. Getting a couple of my friends, they're like, dude, this is sick. You know, like I said, having a legend like Jeffrey Panzer and a good friend of mine, Alan, and Dustin behind it, which is High's Mind Studio, that's where I record at High Mind Studio. All like support me in my vision and this music video. You know, like Alan and Jeffrey asked me really important questions. And those questions are, what do you want in this video? Because you'll get somebody else to try to make music videos for you, and they got this whole thing written down for you, and it's not who you are truly, like that's the cool thing. They captured me in my element as far as in like everything that I'm into, my actual lifestyle, motorcycles, the diesel truck, and it's like that's the best way to make a video. So like out of that, I've really had a great time with that. But it's going to capture something new that I honestly don't feel people have seen yet, you know? And I want people to understand, like, when they see it, it's like, okay, I get this guy now. You probably hear my music and it's like, it's whatever, until you actually see the video and then you listen to the lyrics because the video and the lyrics are going to tie it together. And when you see the vision, it's going to make so much more sense, you know?
Yeah, and man, I love you, and I'm so glad that
Thank you,
you
man.
come on this show, man. I love talking to you,
Thank you.
but I got a final question for you, and we're gonna wrap
Okay.
things up here. Is what's plans for the future?
Plans for the future, man, is wherever the wind blows, yo. If it comes to acting, I'm gonna be acting. If it comes to getting signed and doing more music, I would do that, man. I want to put my hands in everything, everything. So I'm not sure, I I know it's gonna be great though. I can tell you that it's gonna be good. And I'm only gonna grow from here. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
'Cause my only goal is not to just be a rapper. I wanted to open up more lanes for whatever it is. If it comes to a sponsorship to, I don't know, now I'm selling trucks and rapping on a commercial. You know what I mean? Like sign me up for
Yeah.
it.
And have you ever thought about touring?
Yeah, I have thought about it. I have thought about touring. Um, Definitely want to tour some new places. I just came back from London, which was the first time. Never thought I'd be in London. It's kind of crazy that music will take you into a whole another country overseas. You know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely want to plan. I want to plan something next year though. I want to plan something next year for sure.
Well, if you come up to Washington, man, I would love to see tickets to your show, man. I would
Oh
love.
man, you're in there for free, my guy. I have you backstage on me, brother. You know that.
Well, I shouldn't have to be in there for free. You know, I should have to
Nah, eye for an eye, two for a two, brother. That's how it works, dog.
pay. Bad Wolf, Thank you so much for being on the show today. It's been
Hey,
an
Kane,
honor for
thank you
me.
for inviting me, dog. I really appreciate you.
It's been my honor, and I I hope nothing but the best, and hope we can talk soon.
Bro, you can hit me up whenever, brother.
You as well, and you can hit me up on Instagram.
I will. I will. And let me
It's,
know when this comes out too, man. So
yeah, yeah, well, I will, and thank you so much for being on the show, and God bless you and your family, and stay safe.
bless you too. Thank you, man. Have a
Hey,
good one. I really enjoyed this, brother.
you
Thank you.
too. Yeah.
All right.